And I'm Jim.
And we're all a family.
Our lists are long, even in this strange mess where we live these days. And we want to do it right. We want to be safe, but we want to also enjoy the season. We've got to work to put right what has gone wrong, heal what has broken, mend relationships, and prepare for the company that will come.
We light these 2 candles as a sign of our faith that the God we worship is not far from us. We anticipate God coming to dwell with us. We light these candles in faith that Jesus is indeed coming.
Some captive Israel that mourns in lonely exile here until the Son of God appears. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come thou day spring, come and cheer our spirits by thine advent here, and drive away the shades of night, and death's dark shadows put to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come, desire of nations high, all peoples in one heart and mind. Bid thou our sad division cease, and be thyself our King of peace. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
On my dad's side of the family, I am the youngest grandchild of a good number of grandchildren. And one year I remember on Christmas Eve, as we gathered at my grandma's house, the older cousins decided to tell me this really big secret, that Christmas actually starts at 12:01 a.m. And those who are in the know stay up late, stay until that clock passes midnight. Then they go to their parents and tell them it's Christmas, and they get to open their presents early. Of course, a gullible young kid like me thought this was the best idea in the world. So I waited until that clock hit 12:01 a.m. Ran into my parents' room and announced that it was time to celebrate. It was time to open those presents. Of course, my parents didn't think it was the greatest idea, and I was shipped back to bed until the actual morning when we would open as a family. But I was just full of so much excitement and anticipation for what Christmas had for me. Now, even in this mixed up Christmas of 2020, you are still finding time in this season for excitement and anticipation. And in fact, excitement and anticipation is what Christmas has always been about. Last week we met Zechariah and Elizabeth, this first century couple for whom anxiety and confusion had become the norm. Although they were honorable, faithful people, they were stymied both personally and professionally. First, they bore this first century cultural shame of not being able to have a child, no matter how good they were, no matter what they did. Day after day, they hoped for a child and nothing came. Beyond that, Zechariah, as a priest, went to his job, went to the temple day after day, meant to be a mediator between God and his people. And as he went through the rituals, as he did the same thing over and over again, upon entering the temple, nothing happened. God had been silent for 400 years, and he was trained to expect that God would continue to be silent until something did happen. An angel surprised Zechariah in the temple and told him that Elizabeth was going to have a child. They were going to name him John, and he would be the forerunner. He would set the stage for the coming of the Lord. And upon hearing all this, upon Zechariah being met by an angel in the temple and being told that all of his prayers were going to be answered, Zechariah responds the way many of us would, with disbelief. He simply cannot wrap his head around it. He cannot will himself towards anticipation and excitement. He's been burned too many times. For his entire life, the one message that Zechariah does hear loudly, clearly, over and over again was that people like him and Elizabeth did not win. It was the rich and powerful who would win. He wanted so badly to believe God's promises, but past experiences and aging and the politics of the day made it clear that things were not going to change. But major change was on the way if Zechariah was willing to get out of the way. And so oddly enough, the angel says to him, "Because you don't believe my words, I'm going to take yours." And Zechariah's lips are sealed until the baby is born. So strange. And yet here's what happens when he comes out of the temple. Meanwhile, the congregation waiting for Zechariah was getting restless, wondering what was keeping him so long in the sanctuary. When he came out and couldn't speak, they knew he had seen a vision. He continued speechless and had to use sign language with the people. When the course of his priestly assignment was completed, he went back home. It wasn't long before his wife Elizabeth conceived. She went off by herself for 5 months, relishing her pregnancy. So this is how God acts to remedy my unfortunate condition, she said. 2,000 years and half a world away, maybe in this mixed up Christmas you are feeling very much like Zechariah. Anticipation and excitement seem so far off, or maybe preposterous, or maybe even inappropriate. Perhaps you even feel like God is distant or silent. Well, I've got a little secret here. It's okay to be excited. It's okay to wait with eager expectation. So much of this year, so much of my year has been filled with sleepless nights full of dread. Melancholy is a powerful thing, and yet can we allow ourselves sleepless nights full of excitement and anticipation? Can we bring ourselves to the point where we believe that the grace of God is real, that God is out there in front of us planning good things that we might awaken to? And maybe, just maybe, we might be surprised by the blessings that awake us during this mixed up Christmas. And maybe, again, just maybe, we might be able to repeat the words of Elizabeth. Ah, so this is how God acts to remedy my unfortunate condition.
My soul sings out to the Lord. My heart exclaims the work of God, my deliverer. For God has seen the status of God's lowly servant, and rightly, from this time forward, all the generations will see that I was blessed. For the Great One has done magnificent things through me, and I call upon the mystery of God's name. God's mercy is for those who honor God from generation to generation. God has shown the hand of justice by scattering the proud, humbling their haughty thoughts. God has brought down the powerful from their high places and lifted up all the lowly. God has filled the hungry with God's plenty and sent away the wealthy with empty hands. God has helped God's servant, Israel, to remember God's rich mercy in accordance to the covenant made to our ancestors, to Abraham and to his children forever.
I have decided, I have resolved to wait upon you, Lord. My rock and redeemer, shield and reward, I'll wait upon you, Lord. Surely, surely as the sun will rise, you'll come to us, certain as the dawn appears. You'll come, let your glory fall as you respond to us. Spirit, rain, flood into our thirsty hearts again. You come, you come. not shaken, we are not moved. We wait upon you, Lord. Almighty deliverer, triumphant truth. We wait upon you, Lord. And surely, surely as the sun will rise, you'll come to us, certain as your word endures. You come, let your glory fall as you respond to us. Spirit rain, flood into our thirsty hearts again. You come, you come, and chains be broken, lives be healed, our eyes be opened, for Christ is revealed. Yeah, our chains be broken, lives be healed, our eyes be opened, for Christ is revealed. You come, let your glory fall as you respond to us. Spirit rain, flood into our thirsty hearts again. You come, and you come.
As always, we're so happy that you joined us. The Grove seeks to grow goodness, and so we hope that every interaction that you have with us, every thought that you have about us, is a deepening of sense of awe and wonder. As we leave today, I want to leave you with 3 things in 1 minute, the 3 most important things for you to know this week. Number 1, Grove groups. Again, you hear it every week. This is the thing that we are inviting everyone into, an opportunity to build meaningful relationships in this time of being apart. If you are not yet connected to a Grove group, this is an excellent season for you to get plugged into one. You can fill out the form below to learn more. Number 2, animate. This is also a time of learning when people are looking for new things. And if you or someone you know is interested in the Bible, you want to know what it is and what to do with it, we have a fully online group starting shortly through Facebook. You can follow the link below to join that group. And number 3, giving. If you are committed to the Grove, if you're excited about the things that we are doing and want to be a part of it, want to see more of it, we encourage you to give. You can do so online through the link below. Now, as we go, may we in this mixed up Christmas, even as there is anxiety and confusion, like Zechariah, will ourselves to believe that God's grace is real, that we can be excited and we can anticipate good things that are out in front of us.